Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com. Today's project is a special request from Cherie, who visited my blog post on the new catalogue highlights, which I published on 5th of June. I showed some samples I had made with some of my personal favourites, and she particularly liked the Sailing Home Sidestep card and asked for a tutorial. You can find the items in the suite on page 144 to 146 in the new annual catalogue. To make this card, let's run through the materials you need. In the original sample, I use Pretty Peacock cardstock, which is one of our new in colours. But for today's tutorial, I'll use it in Night of Navy. So this has been cut at 8.5 by 5 3/4 in metric. That will be 21.6 centimetres by 14.6 centimetres. Bring in your trimmer. You need one that can cut sort of inside rather than a guillotine cutter. So align your cardstock at the 2 1/4 inch mark on the left hand margin, and then cut from 2 1/4 inches, which is here, down to 7 1/4 inches. In metric, that will be from 5.7 centimetres down to 18.4 centimetres. Half a sheet of Whisper White, which you can stamp all your elements like the yachts, the banners and the anchor and label. For the panel here on the front, you will need a piece that is 1 inch by 3 3/8 inches. In metric, that will be 2.5 centimetres by 8.6 centimetres. And then for the upright panel here, that measures 2 inches by 4 inches. In metric, that's 5 centimetres by 10.2 centimetres. The inks I'm using are Night of Navy, Balmy Blue, Sahara Sand, Smoky Slate and Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and Stamping Blend combos in Real Red, Balmy Blue, Soft Suede, Mango Melody and Mossy Meadow. Also need a scrap of soft suede to cut your ship's wheel. Now bring in your scoreboard, and with the narrower cut side facing the bottom nearest you, align the long edge at the top of your scoreboard and score at the 2 1/4 inch mark down to the cut line, and then at 4 1/4 you score all the way down. 5 1/4 you score up to the score line, 6 1/4 up to the score line, and 7 1/4, I beg your pardon, to the cut line. I meant 7 1/4 to the cut line. Okay, so in metric, that will be 5.7 down to the score line, 10.8 all the way down, 13.3 to the cut line, 15.9 to the cut line, and 18.4 to the cut line. Now comes the folding bit. So the first fold is a mountain fold, the second is a valley, the third is a mountain, so it's a concertina shape really, and then the score line at 4 1/4 inches will be all the way across. So that's your sidestep card. We'll set that aside while we tackle all the stamping. So Whisper White scrap. I'm going to stamp my images in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. 2 yachts, the smaller ones. A large yacht in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. The anchor in Smoky Slate. And then I'll do a bit of colouring. So I'll do that off camera and get them all coloured. Now these are the new dies that Stampin' Up have, and they're manufactured differently. Their partnership with Sizzix had ended, and we now have new dies which hug the stamped image and then automatically leaves a narrow margin all round the die. I also want to stamp the sentiment in Night of Navy. If you stamp it first, then you can position your die round the stamp so that it is straight. Might not have left enough room, so I'll do it again. Bring in my magnetic platform and cutting plates, place the dies in position and secure it with washi tape if need be, because sometimes the magnets jump. Die cut these off camera. And I'll be back. All the die cut elements have been prepared. We can tackle the other bit. This is for the upright, which is this bit here. Sahara Sand and Balmy Blue, because I'm going to do a bit of sponging. So I'll do that off the paper. So I don't want harsh lines. And I'll do Balmy Blue. Now I can stamp my lighthouse directly onto the cardstock. Make sure the cardstock's straight. And I smudged it. Murphy's Law. I wonder if I can put a bird there to cover it. I'll try. I'll colour the lighthouse in real red. Then colour this base bit in Mossy Meadow. Next we'll do this bit here, this panel. I'm just going to put a dollop of glue there and allow it to dry so it becomes repositionable, so that won't shift. Bring in my Tuxedo Black Memento ink again, and I'll just use these squares here as my marker to stamp. And it won't matter if it overlaps because it's going to be covered by that. Actually, I think I'll do that again. We'll do a bit of colouring. So I'm using the dark soft suede to do the shading. Then go over it with the light. Now comes the fun bit, assembling it. We'll attach the ship's wheel to the back of that label. Some dimensionals on the back of the banner, the sponge dauber to just highlight the labels to give it a bit of depth. And do the same with this one. Take the backing paper off and place it on the front. Pop a bit of adhesive on the bottom. You don't want any glue on the top because it might show on the other side. Then I'm going to pop dimensionals on the bottom of this label here. Actually, it would be easier if I did it on here, like so. Take that off, and place it on. Make sure it doesn't cross over to this side. And then you can put the other sailboats in. Pop the end one on first. Okay, and then you can position the other one in between. Oh! And last thing to do is the anchor. So a bit of adhesive. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like it, do give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe and follow me so you don't miss any of my other YouTube videos. Find the supply links below this video in the Show More section. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with more inspiration. Bye!